What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about another beautiful philodendron called as Philodendron orange marmalade. This plant starts to get orange leaves as and when it starts to mature, but it's going to have this beautiful marble kind of variegation. It's not going to be completely green, but of course as and when the plant starts to mature, the orange color will reduce and it will become green like this. But the green leaves are not going to be completely green, they will still have this marble effect on them, but the new leaves are going to be more orange. And as and when it starts to mature or the leaves start to get older, this is how they're going to look. They're going to have this mottled variegation on them. Absolutely beautiful hybrid philodendron. Now this is also a self-header. It's not a crawler, neither a climber. It is a self-header. It's putting out one new leaf. As you can see how red the leaf looks, but as and when it will start to grow, it will turn orange. It's still inside the caterpillar. Now this is how a self-header tends to look like, you can see, but it eventually starts putting nodes, but it takes a lot of time. Here as you can see, this is the node area. So as and when it starts to grow, it will start getting nodes. So let's start off with the soil. As you can see, my soil is very loose, porous, well draining. I've used a mix of coco peat, garden soil, sand and perlite. Perlite is optional, you don't have to use it, but sand, coco peat and garden soil is important. Coco peat to retain a slight amount of moisture, because they prefer a slight amount of moisture in the soil. They do not like dry soil. So coco peat will retain slight amount of moisture, garden soil will give the basic nutrients and minerals, and sand is going to make the soil mix well draining. Perlite again will make the soil mix airy, but as I said, perlite is optional, it's not necessary, you have to add it. So with that I have made a mix which is loose, porous and well draining. Talking about the light, they prefer a good amount of indirect bright light, diffused light, filtered light or dappled sunlight. They do not like direct sunlight. Probably early morning before 9 a.m. direct sunlight is okay, which is very mild, but after that keep it an indirect bright light. A big no to afternoon direct sunlight, because that will burn the leaves, so be extremely careful. Now I wouldn't say that these are completely indoor plants, because they have a good amount of variegation. So in case if you're keeping them indoor, ensure you're keeping them closer to the windowsill or keep them near a grow light. Do not keep them in a dark place, the plant will not do quite well. I'm keeping my plant in indirect bright light. It receives early morning before 9 a.m. some direct morning sunlight which is mild, but after that there is a lot of indirect bright light. Talking about pest issues, they do get affected with spider mites. Not much of mealybugs, but spider mites. So always turn the leaves and check if there are any markings, or if you tend to see anything, use your neem oil spray and that will take care of it. Talking about toxicity, yes, this plant is toxic if the leaves are ingested, so ensure you're keeping this plant away from the reach of small children and pets. Temperature and humidity, they will do well in a temperature that is between 15 degrees Celsius or 18 degrees Celsius all the way up to 34-35 degrees Celsius. They will do quite well, because these are tropical plants. They prefer warm and humid environment. So with that you will get an idea that these are summer growing plants. So if you're using any fertilizers, go with any liquid based fertilizer or vermicompost or compost, any one. During the summers you can add once a month, that's more than enough. They are not heavy feeders. During winters, please don't add any fertilizers. Humidity, average humidity is absolutely fine. You don't need a humidifier for them. They will do well in average humidity. A lot of these philodendrons, even though they come from a very tropical environment, but over the period of time they have got adjusted to average humidity as well, so that's not much of an issue. But if you are from a very dry environment, then of course you'll have to do a little bit of misting if they are outdoor, and if they are indoor and it is very dry, then use a humidifier. But if you are from environment wherein the humidity levels are between 50% to 60%, then you don't need a humidifier. Now talking about watering, as I said, always do a check. The moment you notice around 1 to 2 inch of the upper layer of soil is dry, go ahead and do a complete watering. Now when I say complete watering, you have to water until the water starts passing through the drain hole. Do not do half watering, because if you're going to do half watering, the plant will not be able to absorb any of that moisture. So it's always better that you wait water and wait until the water starts passing through the drain hole. The moment the water has passed through the drain hole, that indicates that you have done a complete watering, so you do not need to be worried. So that's about it. Always keep a check. Do not keep the soil dry for a very long time. Maximum, even if 3 inches of the soil is dry, then you have to go ahead and water it. Do not keep them dry for long, because if you're going to keep the plant underwater, the leaves will start to get droopy like this, and they will start getting a lot of brown edges, crisping on the edges, yellow spots, so you have to be extremely careful. So that's about it, guys. I hope that you like this video. It's an absolutely beautiful plant. This is just I would call this is a sapling, so it's very young right now. As in, when it will start to grow, it will grow wide and the colors will get even more intense. Right now it's quite small, so the coloration is not much, but as in when it starts to grow, it will look absolutely stunning. I'll try to put a Google image to give you an idea of how the mature plant looks like, and then probably you will definitely want to get one of this in your garden. So this is how the image looks like once it's completely mature. You can see that so you can see how beautiful it looks. Absolutely stunning. That's about it, guys. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.